My sister's husband had an affair, and she wants a divorce. She asked me whether she should get a divorce. Yes, get a divorce, I replied firmly, because I'm a sister's girl. I've never had my own opinions since I was a child. My sister is smart and capable, and I just follow whatever she does. My sister got married to the overbearing CEO Zhou Shizhen, so I married the CEO's younger brother Zhou Xiang, and I get to enjoy an easy and comfortable life along with them. My sister got divorced, and naturally, I didn't want to stay in that house. Zhou Xiang's eyes were scarlet at the corners, and he grabbed my waist tightly, saying, I didn't cheat. I'm not getting a divorce. Zhou Shizhen, the overbearing CEO who often appears on the financial pages, made it to the entertainment pages today, and it was with his ex-girlfriend, Lin Xiaoyu, the legendary Wet Moonlight.
Jiang Xin, I'm getting a divorce from Zhou Shizhen. What about you?
Jin Yue looked at the tabloid news on her phone, stared blankly for a few minutes, and then asked me,
If you leave, I'll leave too.
I replied without the slightest hesitation. Jin Yue wasn't surprised by my answer.
All right. I'll have my lawyer draft the divorce agreement. Go pack your things.
Jin Yue called her friend who works as a lawyer, and then went back to her room to pack. We can't finish packing our luggage even into full days and nights. The CEO gives each of us 2 million yuan as pocket money every month. My husband Zhou Xiang is such a brother-dependent person, who spends money like water. He only knows how to eat, drink, and have fun. Zhou Shizhen has to support not only Jin Yue, but also us two little good-for-nothings. Zhou Xiang still has some humanity. He gives me half of his 2 million yuan every month, so I get 3 million yuan every month. The household expenses are all covered by the overbearing CEO, and when going out shopping, she also uses the supplementary card he gave to Jin Yue. I have no need to spend money. After being married to Zhou Xiang for 2 years, my savings have increased by 8 figures. I followed Jin Yue slowly up to the second floor, thinking that getting a divorce wasn't a big deal. Zhang Yu and I are not biological sisters. In the 2008 earthquake, I lost all my family members. Zhang Yu's parents, one a soldier and the other a doctor, adopted me. After the earthquake, I developed post-traumatic stress disorder. I didn't like talking or socializing. Jin Yue, who is 2 years older than me, felt sorry for me and has been protecting me like a mother protecting her calf since we were children. I was locked in the bathroom by my classmates and sprayed with water. Jin Yue directly took a bucket and doused the instigator thoroughly. A classmate hit my textbook, and Jin Yue directly threw his school bag into the trash can. A classmate pulled out some of my hair, and Jin Yue, while he was taking a nap, took scissors and cut off a lock of his hair, exposing his scalp. Whenever I get bullied, Jin Yue charges forward to protect me like a mother hen guarding her chicks. With Jin Yue's protection, no one dared to bully me during school, but Jin Yue is 2 grades above me. I was afraid that if she left, others would start bullying me again, so I decided to go to the same university as her. Fortunately, my emotional intelligence was offline, but my intellectual intelligence was online. Coupled with being obedient and hardworking, I skipped a grade in both junior high school and senior high school. Finally, I took the college entrance examination with her and got into the same university. Even our majors are the same, fashion design, because I want to be assigned to the same dormitory as her. After graduation, Jin Yue secured investment and opened a private coding studio. I handle the design and pattern making, while Jin Yue works as a model to attract customers and sell products. 3 years later, Jin Yue married Zhou Shizhen, an investor. I followed closely, seduced Zhou Xiang, Zhou Shizhen's younger brother, and had a flash marriage with him. Zhou Xiang is a racing driver, and his character is just like his racing car, unrestrained and untamable. A good girl like me has to use some special methods to seduce Zhou Xiang, who is extremely handsome. I decided to take advantage of the situation. I went to Jin Yu's house every day to mooch meals, and finally one day I waited for Zhou Xiang to come over for a visit. After the meal, Zhou Xiang was about to leave. I waited for the right moment, and as he was driving away, I accidentally crashed into the front of his car. In an instant, the sky turned dark and the earth dim. I was thrown half a meter away. Looking at the scraped skin on my knee, I decided to stay lying on the ground. Anyway, even if I said I had internal injuries, no one would be able to tell. Jane Yue rushed over to help me up, her face full of anxiety.
Jian, how are you? Where are you hurt?
Sis, my head hurts, my arms hurt, my leg hurts, everything hurts.
I nestled in Jane Yue's arms, acting coquettishly. Jane Yue knows me well. As soon as she sees my affected manner, she knows I'm faking it. Although she didn't understand what I was trying to do, she still stood by my side to denounce her brother-in-law.
Beauty, I haven't even stepped on the gas yet. Are you trying to blackmail me?
Zhou Xiang's casual voice sounded above my head.
I don't care. It was you who hit me. You have to take responsibility for me.
In order to become sisters-in-law with Jane Yue, I shamelessly shouted loudly.
Xiang, take her to the hospital.
In the end, it was the overbearing CEO Zhou Shizhen who put an end to this farce. Jane Yue wanted to follow, but I pushed her away. Zhou Xiang is fearless of everything except his elder brother. He picked me up in one go and stuffed me into the passenger seat, then sped off in a cloud of dust. I clung tightly to the armrest, watching the scenery on both sides fly backward rapidly, and screamed loudly.
Slow down.
I can't slow down. I'm afraid that if we get to the hospital too late, the wound on your leg will have healed, and then our trip will be for nothing, won't it?
Zhou Xiang's playful tone sounded. My face turned bright red. I shrank back against the car door, and looked at him pitifully.
Stop looking at me with that kind of eyes.
Zhou Xiang cursed fiercely, but he slowed down the car.
Thank you.
I choked out my thanks to him.
What are you up to with this deliberate act today?
Zhou Xiang frowned and asked me. What can I say? I can only tell the truth.
I want to marry you.
The sincere light in her eyes made Zhou Xiang pause.
I didn't expect you to be small in stature, but have great ambitions.
He looked me up and down again, the furrow between his brows gradually relaxing.
But there are plenty of women who want to marry me. You need to hurry.
Don't worry. I will definitely hold on to you tightly.
My greatest strength is that I'm open to advice. I reached out and firmly grabbed the corner of his clothes. His open black shirt revealed pieces of exquisite abdominal muscles. Zhou Xiang was driving the car, feeling a bit overwhelmed. He flusteredly covered his waist with one hand and said,
What are you doing?
A crimson hue crept up the tips of his ears. I looked at him innocently and said,
Didn't you ask me to hold on to you tightly?
Zhou Xiang muttered another.
Damn it.
Under his breath, I don't know what trait of mine attracted him. After all, I'm not as bright and charming as Jane Yue. Yet Zhou Xiang got a marriage certificate with me just 3 days later. I don't know the reason, and I don't want to know. Anyway, in the end, I moved into my elder sister's big villa. At first, Zhou Xiang was unwilling, but the only requirement for him to get into my bed was that he had to live with my elder sister. Zhou Xiang, with a livid face, took me to move into his elder brother and sister-in-law's house on the night of our wedding. Zhou Xiang is a man about town with no proper job. He relies on his elder brother for a living, so naturally, I also depend on his elder brother to support me. In this way, Zhou Shizhen worked a single job to support 3 people. My sister and I live the lavish life as wealthy ladies with peace of mind. I've laid on that leather sofa that reeks of money countless times and sighed, thinking that being a sister's darling all my life is totally worth it. I said my sister is smart, following in her footsteps is always right. Humming a tune, I moved through the 100-square-meter walk-in closet, tidying up expensive clothes, shoes, and bags. There are custom-made items, new seasonal products from luxury brands, and I've received so many famous brand items that my hands are tired. 5 large suitcases are packed to the brim, yet they only hold the tip of the iceberg. I was so tired that I collapsed onto the ground and called John Yu.
Sis, there are too many clothes and they won't fit. Do you have any extra suitcases there?
Are you packing by yourself?
Yes. Didn't you ask me to pack my luggage?
I've called a housekeeping organizing service. They'll be here soon.
Well,
I was so annoyed at my own stupidity. Why hadn't I thought of hiring someone? I said I can't do it without Junyu.
Just pack your documents and the jewelry in the safe, and they'll take care of the rest.
All right.
I hung up the phone and following Junyu's instructions, I cleared out a suitcase to pack my jewelry and documents.
What are you doing?
Suddenly, Zhou Xiang's voice came from behind, which startled me a lot.
Pack your luggage.
Is it that the new clothes can't fit? Then I'll make some space for you from mine.
Zhou Xiang took off his coat while walking inside, ready to move the item that occupied 1% of the space in the cloakroom.
No need. I'm moving out.
I scratched the back of my head awkwardly. Actually, Zhou Xiang had been really nice to me. After being married for 2 years, he has never been involved in any scandals. Except during my special periods. He hands over public grain every day.
Zhou
Xiang's shirt was half open, revealing his delicate collarbones and strong pectoral muscles. He pressed me against the watch cabinet, his hands propped on either side, the muscles in his arms tensing slightly. His handsome face nuzzled against my neck, and he gave a devilishly charming smile.
Has my baby finally decided to live here? Are we going back to our own home? I'll help you pack.
I'm ticklish, so I shrank my neck to dodge, pressing my hands against his bare chest, which was both hot and hard.
You misunderstood. It's me and my sister who are moving out. Your brother had an affair, and my sister wants a divorce.
Zhou Xiang slowly stood up straight, his face dark, and asked me.
So what?
I'll go with my sister, and we'll get a divorce too.
I replied in a low voice, lowering my head. The chest in front of me suddenly heaved violently. Zhou Xiang raised my chin with his slender fingers. His handsome features were frosty, and his beautiful brow bones looked even more unruly.
Jackson, say that to me again if you dare.
I'm cowardly, I don't dare. But obviously, Zhou Xiang was still angry. My tearful pleas for mercy didn't stop from night until dawn. The next day, I opened my swollen eyes and saw a chest covered in scratches, with a large hand tightly gripping my waist. Seeing that I was awake, Zhou Xiang asked the question he had asked countless times the previous night again.
Are we still getting a divorce?
Not leaving.
My voice was hoarse as I replied reflexively.
Be good.
Zhou Xiang rubbed my waist, his big hand gradually moving downward. I pressed that hand tightly, my eyes blurred with tears, and pleaded.
I said I won't leave.
Well, this is a reward for you.
Zhou Xiang's voice was hoarse as he leaned over. Bah, beast, I must stay away from him. If I don't follow my fate, I'll lose my life. After Zhou Xiang went out, I dragged myself up half dead at lunchtime. I had missed breakfast, so I couldn't miss lunch again. I don't have many hobbies in my life. Enjoying delicious food is one of them. The Zhou family has hired chefs who are skilled in both Chinese and Western cuisine. I held on to the stair railing and slowly walked down the stairs, then moved to the dining table and sat down. Junyu glanced at me and said,
Don't do whatever you want just because you're young. You should exercise restraint.
I bit into the chicken leg angrily.
I'm wronged. It's that bastard Zhou Xiang who's being inhuman. He couldn't resist him.
He actually forced you. That scumbag. Leave him immediately.
Junyu slammed the table and stood up, taking her phone and urging her friend to send the divorce agreement over today. I ate the delicacies of land and sea in big mouthfuls, but I felt a little reluctant. This kind of delicious food is one less meal every time I eat it. Junyu and I are really bad at cooking. Even a chicken that randomly flutters around in the pot can cook better than us. Shortly after the meal, Junyu's friend rushed over in a hurry, holding 2 copies of the divorce agreement.
Are you really sure about this?
Yeah, stop dawdling. Whoever wants that cheating scumbag can take him.
Junyu took her copy and, without hesitation, signed her name at the end of the page. I followed suit and signed my name.
Sis, let's hurry up and leave. I'm afraid Zhou Xiang will be back soon. All right, take the luggage and let's go.
Junyu acted decisively, standing up and heading upstairs.
Madams, please think carefully. If you leave, how am I supposed to explain this to Mr. Zhou?
Butler Uncle Wu was so anxious that he kept pacing around. Zhou saw the two hostesses signing the divorce agreement and thought something was wrong. So I quickly tried to contact Zhou Shizheng, but couldn't reach him at the critical moment. As for Zhou Xiang, he was someone who couldn't handle things, so the housekeeper ignored him completely. As a result, when Zhou Xiang returned home and saw that everyone was gone and the house was empty, he flew into a rage. Zheng Yu took me to the luxurious large flat that we bought ourselves. It's a two-family per floor building, and we became neighbors. Though we're called neighbors, it's no different from living together. Neither of us closes our doors, so we can hear any little movement, which makes it convenient to chat and drop by each other's places. In the past 2 years, Jin Yue hasn't been idle. Using Zhou Shizheng's name, she expanded the scale of our private clothing business, recruited several famous designers, and took a high-end route. Over the past year, the company has developed steadily and raked in money every day, and Zhen Yue and I split the profits equally. Zhen Yue knows that I actually don't like doing design work. Last year, she opened a private restaurant for me, which is not far from the large flat where we live, just a 10-minute walk away. It has to be said that Zhen Yue was fully prepared to leave. She always said that men are unreliable, and it's better to rely on oneself than on others. This little loser, just need to follow behind her. She is thoughtful and thorough in everything, so I can hide under her wings and live a stable life. Without Zhou Xiang, I'm much more energetic during the day, completely letting myself go, and I go to private restaurants to eat whenever I have time. Zheng Yue set up a face-hidden food live stream for me. Every time I go to a restaurant, I start the live stream. I eat very attentively and everything tastes delicious. Zhen Yue paired me with a food buddy. She is in charge of explaining the dishes, and I am in charge of eating. The dishes are perfect in color, aroma, and taste. Zhen Yue paired me with a food buddy. She is in charge of explaining the dishes, and I am in charge of eating. The dishes are perfect in color, aroma, and taste. I really like this job. Although I can't cook, I know how to eat. Sometimes I go to the kitchen to exchange ideas about food with the chefs. The babies in the live broadcast room also actively put forward suggestions, and then I get to taste their creative dishes. The babies in the live broadcast room also actively put forward suggestions, and then I get to taste their creative dishes. Zhou Shizheng returned from a business trip in London. When he saw the divorce agreement on the table, and then glanced at Zhou Xiang, who was curled up on the sofa drinking, he rubbed his nose bridge with a headache.
What's going on?
The voice was full of exhaustion. The butler stepped forward respectfully and replied,
Madam said you had an affair, and she wants a divorce. The young madam also signed the papers.
Cheating? Which media is making up such nonsense?
Zhou Shizheng frowned. He had been out discussing business all along.
Photos of you having dinner with Lin Shayu in London, chatting happily over drinks, have been published. How can you still say you didn't cheat?
Zhou Xiang threw down the wine bottle irritably.
Brother, I'm not trying to criticize you, but is the white moonlight really that appealing? Is it interesting to dig up old stories from 10 years ago and stir them up again? It's got me dragged into this mess too.
Zhou Xiang also thought his brother was having an affair when he saw the photo on his phone. After all, that woman was his brother's first love. Their relationship back then caused a huge stir, and their breakup was equally intense, as if their lives depended on it. Everyone said that his elder brother would never get over it in his life, but no one expected that his elder brother actually got married.
Lin Shayu, I just ran into her by chance. She was brought by a business partner. I only treated her as a stranger. How can we talk happily over drinks?
Zhou Shizheng didn't expect that he was getting a divorce for this reason.
Really?
Zhou Sheng's lit up.
Then you go and explain clearly to sister-in-law.
Zhou Shizheng had a dark line appear on his forehead.
She blocked me. You call her.
She blocked me too.
Zhou Xiang said, having already tried calling.
Where's your wife?
Zhou Shizheng looked up at his younger brother while playing with his phone. Zhou Xiang paused in his speech.
She blocked me too.
Useless.
Zhou Shizheng coldly ordered someone to check Jin Yu's whereabouts.
Damn it.
Zhou Xiang was frustrated.
Sister, when are we going to go through the divorce procedures?
I asked, holding Jin Yu's hand as we stood in the elevator. Jin Yue was wearing an apricot professional suit, with red lips and big wavy hair. She cast a sidelong glance at me, and her exquisite eye makeup made her eyes look charming and alluring.
Let me make an appointment when I'm free next week. That scumbag still hasn't contacted me. I wonder if he's back.
Sis, didn't you block him? How did he contact you?
Are other phone numbers just for show?
That's true.
If someone really wants to get in touch with you, they'll always find a way. I was so afraid of being found by Zhou Xiang that I directly changed my phone card.
You've gained weight these past 2 days. Come play with me at the club today. I'll book a separate room for you. We'll go home together after I finish my business talks.
All right.
I can go anywhere as long as Jin Yue takes me with her. The magnificent club was filled with an atmosphere of luxury and indulgence. I followed Jin Yue into a dim private room with vibrant lights and the ambience of wine and revelry. Fearing I might get bored, Jin Yue even ordered 2 male models with 8-pack ABS. One was singing a love song in a deep, magnetic voice, and the other was doing a striptease right in front of me. Jin Yu's money for those 2 stacks wasn't wasted. I'm eating grapes that a handsome guy is feeding me, and another handsome guy is opening the beer bottle cap with his ABS. I was about to reach out to take the beer, when the door to the room was pushed open with great force.
Jian,
Zhou Xiang's cold voice came from the doorway. The light flickered, his face alternating between light and shadow, and my heart skipped up and down. Oh no, how did he catch up?
you lied to me.
He strode over, grabbed my wrist, and stared at the 2 handsome guys beside me with a menacing look. I'm cowardly. I'm afraid he'll eat me.
I didn't do anything. I was just sitting here waiting for my sister. If you don't believe me, check the surveillance.
Zhou Shizheng, dressed in a suit and leather shoes, then walked in and asked,
Where is your sister?
She is in the next room discussing business.
Zhou Shizheng walked over and sat on the sofa.
Get out.
With just one look, he made the male model next to me leave silently. Zhou Xiang sat down next to me and asked,
Is the flower wine good?
I didn't drink it.
But you wanted to drink it. You reached out just now.
I didn't do it. I don't want to. Don't wrong me.
I didn't drink a single sip of alcohol, and I will absolutely not admit to trumped-up charges.
Jackson, you're really something. Who would have thought you'd be so bold? Disappearing, ordering male models, drinking at brothels. Tell me, what else have you been up to lately?
Zhou Xiang got closer and closer. I was forced to lie on the sofa, and the strong desire to survive welled up in me.
I didn't do anything. Really, I swear, this is my first time here.
Maybe it was my sincere little eyes that moved Zhou Xiang. He put his arm around my waist, pulled me into his arms, and made me sit down. A large hand was touching dangerously around my waist and abdomen. Jin Yue, help me. I screamed loudly in my heart, but on the surface, I was obedient and compliant. Zhou Xiang must be handled gently. The more I resist, the more excited he gets. Zhou Shizheng sat aside with his eyes closed, resting, waiting for Jin Yue to come over. He didn't care about us at all. They all know that as long as I'm in their hands, Jin Yue will walk right into the trap.
Baby, you said we wouldn't get a divorce. What's with that divorce agreement at home?
There was a storm in Zhou Xiang's eyes.
Huh, which one?
Pretending to be stupid with me.
No, I'm really stupid.
I looked at Zhou Xiang with big innocent eyes, my eyelashes fluttering, looking as pitiful as could be. After a while, Zhou Xiang suddenly laughed and said,
Hey, baby is still so cute.
Then he planted a smack kiss on my face. How weird, it's cloudy for a while, then sunny for a while. No one knows that the unrestrained Zhou Xiang actually likes pure good girls very much. The first time he saw Jin Din, the bridesmaid, at his elder brother's wedding, he had an idea. However, that was his sister-in-law's younger sister, whom she cherished as much as the apple of her eye. So he couldn't find an opportunity to make a move. Unexpectedly, the good girl has learned to fake an accident to extort money and wants to pin it on him. Then she can't blame him for turning into a wolf.
Come home with me today.
Zhou Xiang whispered intimately in my ear, hugging me tightly. so I couldn't break free.
I'm leaving with Jianyu.
As soon as the words left my mouth, I felt the big hand around me tighten even more.
No, we'll move out and live on our own from now on.
No,
I can't leave Jianyue. Without her, the world seems dim and dull to me. Zhou Xiang leaned close to me with a dangerous smile on his face and said,
No.
I quickly thought and replied,
you can't afford to support me. Our daily expenses were all provided by your brother. How can we live if we move out?
Don't worry, I also have properties under my name. I even opened a racing club myself the year before last. It's quite profitable, and supporting you is more than enough.
We are not afraid of the idle offspring of the rich and powerful, but of those who are diligent. What other excuses do you have? Think quickly, you blockhead.
That's not okay either.
What other issues are there?
Zhou Sheng frowned.
Being with you makes me so tired. I don't even have time to sleep at night.
Is it my fault for being persistent?
I blushed and said loudly,
It's your fault. It's all your fault.
Alright, it's my fault. Then I'll try to give you more time to sleep in the future.
Zhou Xiang gently stroked my back, coaxing me. What to do? It's already like this, and they still can't fall out. I'm about to break down. Zhou Shizheng, standing aside, had veins bulging on his forehead, completely speechless at those two idiots over there. Two naive fools, truly a case of egg marching like. Just when I was at a loss, Jianyue finally came in on her sky-high heels to save me.
Jiangxin, it's time to go home.
Jianyue, glanced at Zhou Shizheng, her tone indifferent.
Honey, there's a misunderstanding between us. Can we sit down and talk?
Zhou Shizheng stood up and walked over to Jianyue. The two of them made a perfect match, a pair of beautiful people.
Other than getting a divorce, what else do we have to talk about?
Jianyue crossed her arms over her chest, adopting a resistant posture that refused communication. Zhou Shizheng took out his mobile phone with a good-natured attitude.
This is all my itinerary for my business trip to London. The photo you saw was secretly taken by someone else. We met by chance, and there were several partners dining together at that time. It wasn't a private meeting. I didn't cheat. When Uncle Wu contacted me, I was on the plane and my phone was turned off.
Isn't she your ex-girlfriend? Your white moonlight? You're grinning from ear to ear, just having a meal with her.
Jianyu's tongue fluctuated. I know that Jianyue actually likes Zhou Shizheng quite a lot. Otherwise, she wouldn't have chosen him from among many suitors to get married. Of course, Zhou Shizheng is also one of the richest among them.
That was all in the past. I haven't been in contact with her for 10 years. I didn't even look at her. How could I smile at her? It was just a camera trick with the angles.
Zhou Shizheng took hold of Jianyue, whose attitude had softened, and said,
Honey, you're the one I love now. I won't even cast a glance at anyone else who doesn't matter.
Sweet talk.
Jianyue shook off his hand.
It's from the bottom of my heart, wife. I rushed home exhausted, and even brought you a gift, only to find the divorce agreement. Do you know how wronged I am? And I'm sick. I've had a fever these past few days. If you don't believe me, feel it.
Zhou Shizheng took Jianyu's hand and guided it towards his abdominal muscles. It was really eye-opening. Is taking someone's temperature down by touching their stomach? How scheming.
What's wrong? Are you greedy? Do you want to touch too? Come on then.
Zhou Xiang beside me took my hand and forced it to press against his abdominal muscles. I couldn't resist, so I had to take advantage of him. Zhou Shizheng was really sick with a fever, exhausted. He deliberately didn't take his medicine, planning to put on a show of suffering at Jianyu's place. Since Jianyue is susceptible to soft tactics, but not hard ones, he had no other choice. The misunderstanding was cleared up. In the end, Jianyue took Zhou Shizheng to the hospital, and I ended up in Zhou Xiang's hands when he took me back to his villa. I was almost in tears. Is there anyone who can save me? I dragged my feet, not wanting to go upstairs. I said I wanted to eat hot pot for a while, and then I wanted to watch a movie. Zhou Xiang cheerfully did as I asked. Although his cooking skills were not as good as the Zhou family chef, they were much better than mine. I ate happily, and Zhou Xiang smiled radiantly. After the meal, he thoughtfully made me hawthorn water to aid digestion. We snuggled up on the sofa to watch a movie, a literary action film chosen by Zhou Xiang. Gradually, as the plot unfolded, an incongruous scene emerged, and Zhou Xiang's heavy panting echoed in my ears. I was startled, and before I could react, I was tackled by Zhou Xiang. How unlucky, but Zhou Xiang kept his promise and left me time to sleep. Zheng Yue and Zhou Shizhen reconciled, and their misunderstanding was cleared up. The next day, Zhou Shizhen's two special assistants appeared in the ward one after another and presented irrefutable evidence to clear his name. We moved back to the previous villa again. Zhou Xiang couldn't resist me, because this was the only thing I insisted on. He only realized later the reason why I had pestered him. But there was nothing he could do. He gave in on our wedding night, and for the rest of his life, he had to go along with me. Zhou Shizhen's ex-girlfriend had returned to China. On that day, I went shopping with Zheng Yue, and unexpectedly, Lin Xiaoyu came over in high heels.
You must be Azheng's wife. You do look a bit like me, but Azheng is just stuck in the past. After all these years, he still can't forget me.
Lin Xiaoyu's disgusting remarks were really annoying, and then I couldn't help vomiting.
Ah, are you sick?
Lin Xiaoyu pushed me away in a breakdown. This time, everything really spun around, and I fainted. A familiar embrace caught me.
Baby!
Zhou Xiang's voice trembled uncontrollably.
Jackson,
Before Zheng Yue could do anything, she was frightened by my fainting.
Lin Xiaoyu. If anything happens to my sister, I'll skin you alive.
Zheng Yue followed Zhou Xiang all the way straight to the hospital. When I opened my eyes again, my right hand was tightly held by Zhou Xiang, and he said,
Baby! Are you awake?
You're finally awake. I brought you chicken soup. Have some.
Zheng Yue opened the thermos and poured me a bowl of golden, clear chicken soup.
Sis, did you make this?
It smells quite good, but I'm a bit hesitant.
Don't worry. It was made by our family's chef.
Zheng Yue rolled her eyes at me.
Hey, it's still my sister who's good to me, remembering to bring me food.
I breathed a sigh of relief, took the bowl, and drank it in big gulps.
Exactly. I'm afraid my nephew will go hungry.
What?
I asked, sipping the soup, completely unresponsive.
Baby, you're pregnant.
Zhou Xiang looked at me gently, then at my belly.
What?
He was utterly shocked.
Well,
Sorrow welled inside me, and I burst into loud sobs.
What's wrong? Baby, don't get so worked up.
Zhou Xiang took the bowl and gently patted my back.
how can I not cry? My sister isn't even pregnant yet. I don't know how to take care of a child. My sister hasn't told me. Well,
I have been following JNU's footsteps since I was a child, taking her as a role model. I never expected that I would be the first to have a child.
I'll give you 10 million. After the baby is born, there will be a confinement nurse and a nanny to help take care of it. Then I'll reward you with another 10 million.
After the domineering CEO finished speaking, I sobbed and let out a hiccup. Well, maybe it wasn't entirely out of the question. Zheng Yue glared at him and said,
Clean up all those flings of yours outside. If you ever upset my sister again, I won't let you off the hook.
Zhou Shizhen held Zheng Yu's hand and said,
Don't worry, I've already sent her abroad. She won't appear in front of you again in the future.
Zhou Xiang added,
Yes, my brother acquired the company of his current husband. Now they've brought trouble upon themselves. They're not too busy dealing with their own problems to cause any more trouble.
3 months later, Zheng Yue became pregnant, and Zhou Shizhen was so happy that he sent 3 big red envelopes of 880,000 yuan in a row in the group. Celebrations are held everywhere. Zheng Yue is also happy. Since childhood, Jian Dian has always followed her, taking her as a role model in everything. This makes her reflect on herself every day, fearing that if she is not thoughtful enough and makes a mistake, Jian Dian will repeat her errors. Zheng Yue liked Jian Dian very much the first time she saw her. Jian Dian stood there quietly, looking at her with wet eyes, like a panicked little deer, her eyes filled with fear and unease. Zheng Yue generously took her hand and promised to look after her from now on. At school, some people bullied Jian Dian, saying that Jian Dian just endured it silently and didn't dare to fight back. Zheng Yue was furious. After she taught those people a lesson, She originally wanted to educate Jiandin and make her stand up for herself. Seeing her looking at him with adoring eyes and following closely behind him in reliance, Zheng Yue couldn't say anything else. Forget it. Being cowardly is just being cowardly. After all, I will protect her for a lifetime. Zheng Yu's grades were average in middle school, but Jiandin is very smart and said she wants to go to the same university as her. That's outrageous. For Jackson's sake, Zheng Yu had to give up her playtime and study like crazy. She couldn't let such an excellent Jackson end up going to a third-rate university with her. Zheng Yue was under immense pressure internally, but she never showed it in front of Jiandin. She was Zheng Shin's pillar and couldn't collapse. Fortunately, heaven rewards those who work hard. Zheng Yue secretly studied with great diligence, pushing herself to the limit, and finally got admitted to a key university. Zheng Shin's heart skipped a beat. Zheng Yu's college entrance examination score was more than 30 points higher than hers. After graduating from university, Zheng Yue partnered with Jiandin to start a company. Later, Zheng Yue got married. Her husband is a rich man who likes her. And of course, she likes him too. Zhou Shizhang, loving what is associated with those he loves, takes good care of Jackson. Just when Zheng Yu was thinking of finding a boy who is mutually attracted to Jackson for her, Jackson, who has been timid since childhood, surprisingly mustered up courage for the first time ever. She had a flash marriage with her brother-in-law, Zhou Xiang. Zheng Yue knew what Jiandin was thinking. She wanted to be sisters-in-law with her and never be separated for the rest of their lives. Zheng Yue also doesn't want to be separated from Jiandin. Over the years, Jiandin has long become the motivation for her to move forward. Without Jiandin, Zheng Yue wouldn't have become such an excellent version of herself.